If there is one driver who's surely not satisfied with how the 2022 season ended, that has to be Charles Leclerc. Now, according to reports, he and Binotto have not been on speaking terms since Silverstone, which is tempting us to wonder whether or not he's about to leave the team in the upcoming period. With Leclerc under contract with Ferrari until the beginning of the 2025 season, and Mercedes having a driver that's nearing retirement, Wolff has expressed an interest in the Monegasque a long time ago and could have the opportunity to sign him. So, can we see Leclerc in a Mercedes? It goes without saying that Leclerc isn't satisfied with the tactics his team provided him with in the previous season, and that's why he could leave the team sooner rather than later. There have been rumours about Binotto leaving the team and the whole tactic team being replaced, so we'll get to that first in this video, tell you why this is the less likely outcome of the Leclerc-Ferrari saga, and talk about Leclerc joining Mercedes in the near future. So let's start with the 2022 season, some of the blunders Ferrari made, and what could happen next. Leclerc and Ferrari started the 2022 season on a strong note, finishing 1-2 in Bahrain and winning the race in Australia. In both of these races, Verstappen failed to finish the race due to reliability issues, but the Dutchman won the battle versus Leclerc in the second round in Jeddah. At this point, Leclerc had a 46-point advantage over Verstappen, and with the Dutchman winning the championship, he was able to set a record for winning a championship after trailing by the most points at any given time in the season. This is one of the main reasons why Leclerc may decide that enough is enough, especially after his team has made numerous mistakes in shot calling and tyre strategies this season. The reliability issues of the F1 75 also played a huge role in the outcome of the season, with Leclerc retiring in Baku and Barcelona, while Sainz retired in Baku in Austria with his engine catching fire. But it's safe to say that Leclerc isn't happy with how the situation unfolded in Monaco, Silverstone, Budapest or Brazil. His team left him out on the dry in Silverstone, in a race that he was supposed to cut down a massive amount of the lead to Verstappen. Max had a damage limitation race, and instead of capitalising on the second safety car, the team failed to pit Leclerc and left him out in the open. Leclerc lost out from P1 to P4, with Verstappen finishing P7, and the infamous photo of Binotto pointing his finger towards Leclerc and telling him not to talk to the media about this outcome has resurfaced ever since. This was the boiling point of their relationship, with Ferrari already struggling with tactics in Monaco early in the season. In Budapest, they knew that the hard compound tyre wouldn't work on the car, as both Alpine cars were the main proof of this. However, they chose to go with it, with Leclerc losing positions to both Red Bulls and Sainz losing them to both Mercedes cars. This was also the race that Leclerc started on P2 but managed to finish on P6, while Verstappen won it after starting on P10. In Brazil, Leclerc was the only one during the sprint qualifying that was out on intermediate tyres due to the fact that his team believed there was heavy rain in turn 12. When this turned out to be wrong, Leclerc was called to the pit again, but this was done after he had already passed the entrance of the pit delta. Blunder after blunder, and Leclerc was eliminated from the championship race. Not only that, but he was forced to fight for P2 in the final race in Abu Dhabi, a race he won but not with the confidence he deserved. Now that this has been said, it's evident that changes need to happen at Ferrari. Although many defend Binotto and think he isn't the one to be sacked, it's obvious that the team's number one choice of winning the championship is not having a healthy relationship with the team principal. So, two outcomes could come out of this situation. The first is that the team is sacking everyone, including Binotto and the shot-calling strategist. And the second is that the team keeps them but fails to rebuild the relationship between Leclerc and the team, so the Monegasque decides to leave the team. Now, before we move on, we wanted to tell you about the amazing deal the official F1 store is doing right now. Black Friday week and holiday season is here, and they're doing daily discounts on all orders. So check out the first link down in the description to get yourself this juicy discount. As of now, rumours have started to circulate about Binotto being sacked by the team after the Brazilian GP, which was the latest blunder in the row. But he's been defended by the team, calling these rumours unfounded, as the team is likely to continue the collaboration with Binotto. After all, he did manage to complete the quest that was given to him, which was to bring Ferrari back to the winning tracks in 2022. And that's exactly what he did, although he did raise the hopes of the Tifosi way too high in the first three races, which is why the disappointment over the outcome of the 2022 season is enormous. According to Leo Turini, there are talks in Ferrari about replacing Binotto, which, while a mistake, is being discussed in Italy. Change is not a guarantee of victory. Red Bull is behind and our Ferrari still loses anyway. John Elkin will surely point out to Mattia Binotto the 1-2 finish on Mercedes in Brazil. There are a lot of discussions, and it's inevitable to be so. The World Championship has been missing from Ferrari far too long, but that would be a mistake. Why? Since 2008, Ferrari has passed from Jean Todt to Stefano Domenicali, from Marco Mattiacci to Maurizio Arrivabene, and the result? Zero titoli, to put it as Jose Mourinho. So this points us to the next direction, which would be Leclerc leaving the team. As of now, he has a contract until the 2024 season, and this contract was extended back in 2021. What's leading us to think that Leclerc is rethinking his options with Ferrari is because initially it was reported that Leclerc would extend his deal until the 2026 season. And now that this hasn't happened, one can't help but wonder whether Leclerc is thinking about leaving the team or not. Obviously, he has proven to have championship qualities in him. True, he made some driver's mistakes in 2022 that cost him 32 points overall in Italy and in France. However, if the team has been more consistent and able to call the shots more accurately, as Red Bull did, Leclerc would have had far more decent shots and far more points in the Drivers' Championship. What Leclerc's learned in 2022 is that he cannot rely on his team at any given chance, something that Verstappen was able to do in both of his championship winning seasons. Now, there is one team that Leclerc could hop into after the 2024 season, and that is Mercedes. Although Hamilton has been rumoured to continue the collaboration with the Silver Arrows for at least 5 more years, if the team has the opportunity to sign Leclerc, rest assured they'll go for it. And to be honest, Hamilton would be happy to step down and give his seat to Leclerc, a young and prominent driver eager to win a championship, something he hasn't been able to do in a dysfunctional team like Ferrari. L'Equipe was the first medium to have started this conversation with Leclerc, as they asked him straightforwardly whether he plans to join Mercedes from 2025 onwards, or more precisely, in 2024. Leclerc was very surprised by this question, and it's safe to say that he was caught off guard by it. His initial response was that he intends to stay with Ferrari and win now, as he added, 2024 is a long time away, and there is still time left at Ferrari. Being at this team has always been my dream. My objective at the moment is to win with Ferrari, and then we'll see. But one couldn't help but wonder about the latter part of this interview, in which Leclerc opens up the possibility that he plans on leaving Ferrari if he isn't satisfied with how things are standing with the team. Obviously, his relationship with Binotto isn't blooming as of now, and there is a high chance that he decides enough is enough and goes to a team that has experience winning championships. Not that Ferrari doesn't, but their last championship came in 2007, whereas Mercedes has dominated the sport for 8 straight seasons. If the opportunity is presented to Leclerc, then he'll have a lot to think about. At this point, the team could try to negotiate a deal with Leclerc that could involve Binotto staying as team principal and the strategy team being fired in order to satisfy his needs. Time will tell whether Leclerc can drive in a Mercedes, but with Wolff expressing his interest in having Leclerc back in 2020 and saying that he doesn't mind poaching him from Ferrari, that says enough about this whole situation. So, what do you think about Leclerc and his chances of driving a Mercedes? Let us know in the comments below.